a group that he does not share the same philosophy.
Let's listen to it again so that you
react to it.
The biggest Boko Haram is the federal government itself, because it has all the powers to stop anarchy, political and otherwise in the country. Now that a substantial part of the country has been paralyzed, economic activities have stopped, people are no longer thinking of employment, they are thinking of what to eat and how to survive the following day. So how can I represent people I don't know, that I don't believe in their whatever their cause is? How can I work for a government or Boko Haram, a government that the basic thing the government should do, that's the saving of lives and property, the government could not do it. With all the power it is, with all the military, with all the resources available to it. I'm going to bear with one example. When the IRA in the United Kingdom was blowing places and so on, Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister. She was putting up in a hotel with people of her party. The British security believed that IRA would do something about it. They changed they solved the Prime Minister's accommodation within the hotel. Of course, there was a bomb. Some people were killed, some were injured. But the British military didn't go and cordon part of UK and killed every person. That is not done. And even the Nigerian military, what they did initially was Muhammad Yusuf and then secure them and hand them over. That's how internal security is done. To me, the federal government has lost absolute control.
So there you have his response. He thinks that they should have addressed it more forcefully than they're doing now.
The most strongest institution in all over the world is government. And if government begin to look at an alternative means to this kind of dastardly acts, making a solution as if the dialogue was more encouraging than the reality of things with that powers and everything, then it means the government is incompetent. And as such, in normal situation, if you have a country where there's true democracy, where people are really be respected, views of the people are really respected, it's high time we expose the government in their incompetency and at the same time ask for resignation of the president. That's
well, now that he says he doesn't know the group and so he cannot negotiate.
We are saying the same thing.
Yes, but the question then is,
are
northern leaders doing enough to see that this problem? Because it's not helping.
Most of these characters we see, most of them talking, somehow they are neither here or there, because the fear of Boko Haram is beginning of wisdom in some of these people. They felt the government has not provided enough security for them to come out boldly, but I can tell you that an average northern man in the northern part of the country is not comfortable with this action at all.
Which action?
The action of the Boko Haram, exactly.
But a host of people believe that, you know, a statement from, say, the general can actually put this group in its right place.
That's not right, because he does not have any link with them. And
no,
as such, the government of the day, it is possible. Nothing is impossible in Nigeria.
No.
To me, I may not be speaking what he feels strongly, but I think to some extent, because one, he is being perceived in quotes to be a threat right now as a strong opposition. So who knows if the government decide to set him up. That's my thinking too. That's my personal view about the whole issue. So in totality, we have 1,000 of likes of Buhari. In fact, Buhari is not a clergyman in northern part of the country. Exactly, and we have more other clergymen. They forwarded their name earlier before now. Why Buhari case? Why the senator I saw on air, this Abba Ibrahim and whatever, as included, and one other family, a man and his wife together. Yeah, it makes a lot of mockery to me. You know, it makes a lot of mockery. It doesn't make any sense.
Does it mean that if he speaks up and says, well, yes, just as he said now, I don't know this group, I can't negotiate for them.
If they respect Buhari, they would have known that Buhari did not in any way in tandem with their actions.
So they should
So
have.
it means they would have ordinary law, normal circumstances say, okay, because of Buhari, we have resolved since he's not in support of this, we don't need any negotiation, but we won't do it again. That's in normal circumstances. Make it openly. What are their demands? Islamic State? Or what? Does this actually in any way tallies with the Islamic culture? No. Tallies with the House of Fulani culture or Northern culture? No, it wasn't like this. Yes, I appreciate the fact that over the years we have suffered a lot of marginalization by this ruling class, especially in northern part of the country, that they had opportunity. They've been in power for 30-something years. Out of 52 years of independence, nothing was left to show for it. Abject poverty, backwardness, diseases, illiteracy, deliberately, and so on and so forth. Oppress the people. The result of that was what is happening. But on this case, it has become counterproductive of what we think, of what the North should be today. The setback is so high that today you are my witness that the rate of beggars you find on the street of Lagos, Port Harcourt, and other places, over 80% or 80% of them are from the northern part of the country. It's so disheartening. A child of just less than 5 years, 3 years, 7 years, that was supposed to be in primary school, is busy roaming the street, begging to survive. Most of those beggars have no problems. They are not because they are lacking hand or something to do, but the skills. Now they do not even acquire the skills to make use of it and become productive from where they come from.
The picture you painted
Yes.
is a problem not of just the North alone. It's the
case of the North is worse.
It's a problem of
in the entire West Africa. The northern part of the country is the most poorest place as I speak to you.
It is the problem of the entire country. Now, do you think that...
sorry, Maupe.
Yes, please.
The case of North is quite exceptional. I don't know if you've been there.
What I mean is that it's not isolated to the North. I mean, the problem of the North will not just stay in the North. You've mentioned beggars coming to Lagos and, you know, staying. That's just one aspect.
I just give it
that you've mentioned. So it doesn't stay by itself. What I want to ask you is,
yes,
do you think that we have done enough to be able to resolve this? Do you think that we're showing enough will to get this resolved?
The government lack political will to address those fundamental issues. And negotiating wouldn't have been the alternative. I think Nigeria is overripe for dialogue.
Do you also think that the general shares a responsibility in helping to look for a solution? Do you think he should be bothered enough to help look for a solution?
He bothers enough because he never supported these actions, to me, and I think strongly he felt it's uncalled for, these actions, and they are unnecessary. He had made his position very clear by saying that no, he never knew them. He does not share the same philosophy or the same idea with them. So whatever it is, their decision is, as far as I'm concerned, is unpopular.
Shettima, let's move away from general and take it back to the North. The elders in the North, what are they doing about the situation? Have they not been too laid back? When you say they are doing their best,
they are doing their best in the sense that few of them summon so much courage to come out boldly to condemn the act, while some are still going down to say no, we must not talk. You talk the next minute, somebody strike you and you get that, and they forgot that in normal circumstances somebody is supposed